Yo, what is going on YouTube? It is your boy GZTV. We are back with another video, and in this video we are here to talk about NFL, and boy oh boy am I surprised, we have a lot of games to talk about. Most of the games this week were really good. Pretty surprising, you know, considering the stakes and all the teams that are kind of eliminated from the playoffs. Again, I am nasally, I understand that. It's probably going to be like that for a couple more videos. I just wanted to get this, you know, kind of recorded because here in a little bit I'm going to be doing my live stream from an NBA recap. Let's get into it. You know, all the close games. You know how it goes. Starting with Saturday action where we had the Bengals and the Steelers. Joe Burrow and the Cincinnati Bengals, they were able to keep their playoff hopes alive by edging the Steelers. They won by 2. You know, obviously that was taken away by the Broncos game. But, you know, Joe Burrow will head to Cincinnati's training facility. He'll lift weights. He might watch some video. And then he'll join the rest of his teammates in hope. Obviously, the hopes and prayers didn't really pay off or anything because now we have one of the best non-playoff teams we have seen and one of the best non-playoff seasons out of a quarterback we've ever seen. Because holy shit, man, props to Joe Burrow. This is kind of our opportunity to shout him out because holy shit, what a season. And I mean, a good, pretty decent game too. I mean, for Joe Burrow, 37 for 46. He threw for a touchdown. He did throw for a pick though, and obviously Russell Wilson kept it pretty simple. 17 for 31. He threw for a touchdown. You know, Najee Harris had a rush touchdown. Jamar Chase had a receiving touchdown. Pat Freiermuth had 8 catches for 85 yards and a touchdown, and that pretty much wraps the game up. Not that we should talk about it too much, but again, shout out to Joe Burrow, shout out to Jamar Chase for great individual seasons. It obviously didn't equate too much winning and enough to make the playoffs, but there you go. Alright, I know it burns, but let's get the damn Packers game out of the way. Not that this game would have mattered anyway, because the Commanders won, so that's kind of brings a relief to me that the Bears didn't cost us a better playoff spot, you know, but Bears rally for a 2-point win in Green Bay as the Packers lose Jordan Love and Christian Watson to injuries, and we actually just found out that Christian Watson will be out for the season, unfortunately, which really fucking sucks. That is a guy we would have needed in a playoff run, and now we have to play the fucking Eagles. Caleb Williams gained a shot of confidence, and Caro Santos earned a measure of redemption. They walk it off, 51-yard field goal. Huge upset against the Packers. Obviously, like, Emmanuel Wilson was stepping up, and we weren't really playing a whole lot of people. DJ Moore was juking people the fuck out. Hopefully, Jordan Love is okay. He said he couldn't feel his feeling in his arm. LaFleur said he should be good to go. We'll have to see what happens with that whole trickery on the fucking punt return. My God, I don't know what we were doing. We were just all out of sorts that game. You look at things, Caleb Williams, 21 for 29. He threw for a touchdown. And Malik Willis, for his time played, he played very efficient. If we don't have Jordan Love, we could at least have some hope. 10 for 13, 136. DeAndre Swift got in the end zone. Emmanuel Wilson had 14 carries, 73 yards, and a touchdown. DJ Moore got in the end zone one time. And Malik Heath, huge game. And my dad said he had a crazy catch. I didn't watch the game, but he had 3 catches for 53 yards. I watched a little bit of it, but I was at work, so there you go. I'm not gonna lie, I thought we were gonna dog walk the Bears, but I guess not, as we get into the Texans and the Titans game. Playoff bound, Texans cruise to a 9-point win over the Titans, who land the #1 draft pick, which is a huge W for them. Big L for the Giants. We've obviously seen all the tampering with Shedeur Sanders going around, but now it looks like the Titans might have a shot at him. Now, we don't know if they're gonna still keep going with Will Levis. I don't know, they could even draft Travis Hunter, which was some of the Patriots were hoping to get, and I don't know if they're gonna get anymore. But the Houston Texans gave what Coach DeMeco Ryans wanted from their trip to Music City. Huge touchdown for Dameon Pierce. I mean, the fact that they have him and Joe Mixon, that's great. That's extremely awesome. Derek Barnett had a scoop and score for the Texans. A lot of big man touchdowns this week. That was kind of what this week's theme was. We will talk about a couple of those throughout the games. You know, Tay Martin turns a potential disaster into a Titans touchdown. A lot of a very disastrous season overall for the Titans. Calvin Ridley, huge catch, you know, as well. John Mechie took a hard hit. Hopefully he's okay. Just kind of looking at things, Davis Mills played in this game. He threw 12 for 22, 128 yards, simple enough. Will Levis threw 9 for 17, 175 yards and a touchdown. Honestly, not a bad game from him at all. Dameon fucking Pierce, monstrous performance. 19 carries, 176 yards and a touchdown. You get Robert Woods going 2 catches for 39, and Calvin Ridley had 3 catches for 76 yards. Great receiver in that guy. Next up, Panthers and Falcons. Bryce Young accounts for 5 touchdowns as the Panthers beat the Falcons by 6 in overtime. Once again, Atlanta misses the playoffs as a result of this, but I do think the Buccaneers won anyway. So again, a lot of these games kind of went wrong for one team and completely right for the others. There was a lot of scenarios like that this week, but the Atlanta Falcons and Carolina Panthers have more in common than frustrating streaks of 7 consecutive losing seasons. Yeah, Falcons are right there in the boat. Ever since Matt Ryan left, the Falcons have never been the same. Ever since that whole Super Bowl situation, my goodness. A game-winning touchdown in overtime went to my Miles Sanders, so shout out to him. Obviously, Bijan Robinson's going to get in the end zone every fucking game. That guy's a machine. He's going to be fantastic in this league. Clutch touchdowns. Yeah, holy shit, Bryce Young is fucking incredible in this game, and he's going to have a pretty good year next year, I predict. Drake London got in the end zone a couple of times. David Moore got in the end zone. It was pretty fun, you know. Bryce Young, 25 for 34, 251 yards, 3 touchdowns. That's an outstanding performance to me. Michael Penix, 21 for 38, 312 yards, 2 touchdowns. But in a close game like this, you can't throw a pick, which he did, obviously. You get Miles Sanders scoring a touchdown. Bijan Robinson, fantastic performance. 28 carries, 170 yards, and 2 touchdowns. That guy's a fucking beast. Drake London, crazy game. 10 catches, 187 yards, and 2 touchdowns. We know Michael Penix has his favorite fucking target. I mean, Jesus, man. Holy shit. Really good game. Here we go. Saints, Buccaneers. Buccaneers beat the Saints by 8 to clinch the NFC South, and wide receiver Mike Evans surpasses 8,000 yards. A lot of people thought it was inevitable, but he almost didn't get it. That was actually really close. Just 36 seconds away from clinching the NFC South title. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers had another goal to achieve. Mike Evans. Man, shout out to Mike Evans for just consistency. He's up there with Jerry Rice for literally, like, statistically the most consistent receiver of all time. It's kind of fucking crazy. Obviously, Bucky Irving got in the end zone and iced the game, extending the streak. It seemed improbable. You know, the injury he had to deal with this year, it's so dope to see Mike Evans get through that and come down and clutch it up. Jalen McMillan, sorry, had a crazy catch for the touchdown. Bucks punter dropped the snap, attempted a disaster punt. It was looking kind of crazy for the Bucks for a while. You know, Jordan Howden had a tip drill interception on Baker Mayfield. Just kind of looking at some stuff from this game. Spencer Rattler, not bad. I mean, 26 for 42 and a touchdown. You get Baker Mayfield going 21 for 32, 221 yards. He had 2 touchdowns. He threw a pick, but I mean, Bucky Irving got in the end zone. You get Jawan Johnson for the Saints having 6 catches for 80 yards. And yeah, again, Mike Evans getting that record. That's a pretty big deal there. Not the record, but ties it. You know what I mean? Here we go. Bills Patriots. Not sure why the Bills lost this game, but I guess they did. The Patriots beat the Bills by 7 to cost themselves a top draft pick. I don't know why the Patriots won this game. Coach Gerard Mayo was fired immediately after the game as well. There's a lot of people that have kind of given their thoughts on that whole situation. Maybe he should have gotten a second chance. There's a lot of different perspectives on that situation. The New England Patriots concluded a bitter season on a high note, but a low note at the same time for the franchise, as they don't get the top draft pick, which is unfortunate. Joe Milton III had his first NFL touchdown this game and many more. He played really fucking good. Hit the backflip, running circles around the Bills. Obviously, that touchdown was called back. That would have been insane. He's looking like fucking Cam Newton, and ironic enough, Cam Newton actually played for the Patriots at a point. Yeah, obviously, James Cook's going to get in the end zone anytime he's on the field. Yeah, man, Joe Milton III was great. You know, hitting Kayshon Boutte, whatever you say, however you say his name out there. And yeah, Mitch Trubisky was playing, and he threw some dimes to guys like Ray Davis. Pretty cool to watch. Pretty fun matchup. I mean, Mitch Trubisky, 15 for 21. He threw for a touchdown. Really good game for Joe Milton III. I mean, 22 for 29, 241 yards and a touchdown. That's a really dope performance. I love seeing that out of him. You obviously get Kayvon Boutte, 7 catches, 117 yards and a touchdown. That's kind of been a guy I've been seeing around the league a little bit, and it's been really fun to watch. So, a shout out to the Patriots, but again, you lose that #1 draft pick, and you know they were going after Travis Hunter to up that receiver corps. Jaguars and Colts. Jonathan Taylor and Joe Flacco lead the Colts to a 3-point overtime win over the Jaguars. Some overtime wins with some teams that were already eliminated. It was just a very interesting week for football. Jonathan Taylor closed the season with a flourish. Joe Flacco may have walked off the field for the final time as a winner. You know, maybe Joe Flacco should hang up the cleats, and maybe they should really give Anthony Richardson more of a chance. Obviously, a lot of shortcomings, a lot of, struggles from him this year, but Colts are obviously going to have a conversation, a decision over the offseason. They take down the Jags in overtime, though. Parker Washington had a touchdown. He dropped the ball at the goal line and ended up scoring. That was cool. Crazy pick from Julian Blackmon against Mac Jones there. Jonathan Taylor's going to get in the end zone. We know that. Same with Tank Bigsby. A really dope running back battle here. But you look at Mac Jones, 20 for 32. He threw 225 yards and a touchdown. Did throw a pick, though, and Joe Flacco looked pretty damn good in what could be possibly his last game. 23 for 40, 264 yards and a touchdown. Insane performance for Jonathan Taylor. I mean, 34 carries, 170 47 yards and a touchdown. Tank Bigsby gets in the end zone, and Brian Thomas Jr. completes a fantastic rookie year where he was third in receiving yards, and he continued that today, or a couple days ago. Yesterday it was. 7 catches, 103 yards. That guy, again, I've said it on the channel before, he is going to be a fucking beast, man. Up next, we have Commanders, Cowboys. Cowboys could have really helped us out, but it didn't matter anyway. Marcus Mariota leads the playoff-bound Commanders to a 4-point win over the Cowboys after replacing Jaden Daniels. Jaden Daniels sitting in the second half wasn't the plan when the playoff-bound Washington Commanders visited the Dallas Cowboys with only seeding at stake. They wanted that 6 seed. They wanted to make sure they had it by winning the game, obviously. Last gasp, Terry McLaurin touchdown, pretty poetic to win the game. You know, Rico Dowdle had a go-ahead touchdown at some point in this game. Trey Lance and Jalen Tolbert had a connection. Trey Lance didn't play too bad. Again, it's kind of at this point where the Cowboys are eliminated from the playoffs, and they are experimenting with different players. Marcus Mariota got in the end zone and dove like the true college self that he was over at Oregon. Zach Ertz had a touchdown. Zach Ertz has been playing pretty good recently, but Marcus Mariota, not a bad game, actually pretty good. 15 for 18, 161 yards and 2 touchdowns. Trey Lance went out there 20 for 34, 244 yards. Not much of a complaint there. Rico Dowdle got in the end zone, and Marcus Mariota also like 5 carries for 56 yards and a touchdown. Again, we knew him to be a scrambler at Oregon, and he's kind of showing that here. Terry McLaurin got in the end zone, and you get Jalen Tolbert going 4 catches for 98 yards. Really dope game here. Close division battle when it really shouldn't have been. Gotta be thankful for that. Another division battle in that same division, we have the Giants and the Eagles. Saquon Barkley and Jalen Hurts sit as the Eagles tune up for the playoffs with a 7-point win over the Giants, just kind of stat padding the wins for the season. Saquon Barkley traded his number 26 jersey for a t-shirt that celebrated his 2,000 yards rushing this season, and Jalen Hurts remained sidelined with a concussion. Now his status is up in the air for the playoffs. I'm sure they're going to try to get him to play. It's a win-or-go-home situation. We will have to see what happens there. Anais Smith got an Eagles touchdown from Tanner McKee. They literally had all their backups out there, and they still won the fucking game. Sidney Brown sealed the win with the interception. His brother is actually, it's the guy on the Eagles. I think it's like Kobe Brown. I think they both went to Illinois, so that's pretty cool. It's pretty close to home to me. Yeah, Malik Neighbors is a fucking beast, though. He had a crazy touchdown this game. EJ Jenkins got an end zone sneak, so that was fun. And Malik Neighbors sets the Giants' single-season reception record, beating Odell Beckham, prime Odell Beckham, in his rookie year in receptions. That is fucking crazy, dude. These receivers from LSU, I'm telling you what, they're special. Drew Lock, 22 for 29. He threw for a touchdown, but he also threw for a pick. And Tanner McKee played pretty good, 27 for 41. He threw 2 touchdowns. Not too much going on this game. I mean, Malik Neighbors, 5 catches, 64 yards and a touchdown, just keeping the consistency up as a rookie. The Eagles with Jahan Dotson being kind of their wide receiver 1 with everyone sitting. He had 7 catches for 94 yards. I saw him on Washington. I know he's a pretty good receiver, so it's dope to see him balling here. Well, I think the Seahawks-Rams game is going to close us out for the week because the other ones were like genuine, eliminated from the playoffs. We're not going to try games. Geno Smith throws a career-high 4 touchdown passes. That's surprising. And the Seahawks 5-point win over a playoff-bound Rams. Matthew Stafford and nearly all of his fellow offensive starters watched the Los Angeles Rams' regular season finale in street clothes. Coach Sean McVay knew his NFC West champions would fall from the 3rd to the 4th playoff seed if they lost. I don't know why he didn't fucking play them. I think that's a pretty big deal because now they have to play the Vikings instead of, I think, the Commanders. I think he'd much rather play the Commanders in the first round, but we'll have to see. Noah Fant had a crazy touchdown catch to give the Seahawks the lead at some point. Fall into the 4th seed. They come up short on 4th down. They almost won the game, which is why I'm talking about it, obviously, but Geno Smith passing to guys like A.J. Barner. The Seahawks got tricky with a lateral play for the first down. They were pulling everything out of the hat to make sure they ruined the seeding for the Rams, and they did just that. Tyler Johnson has a touchdown for the Rams as well. Just kind of looking at some stuff. Geno Smith, fantastic game. Where was this in some of these games this season that were important? 20 for 27, 223 yards and 4 touchdowns. Obviously, you can't complain about the Seahawks season too much because they actually had a good year, but no playoffs, obviously, so that sucks, you know. You get Jimmy Garoppolo going 27 for 41, 334 yards, 2 touchdowns. He threw an interception, though. This game shows that maybe Jimmy Garoppolo should look for a starting job somewhere. Maybe the fucking Colts. I don't even know, dude. That's actually a really good game for Jimmy Garoppolo. Obviously, the pick is costly, and he didn't play the greatest in clutch time situations, and he's been famous and memed for that, but obviously Noah Fant had 5 catches, 63 yards, and a touchdown, and the beast from Texas, Jordan Whittington, great game, 3 catches, 86 yards. He's going to be really good in this league. That is going to do it for the video. There you go, boys and girls. That is going to wrap it up for the video. Hopefully you enjoyed. Those are all the games. Obviously, the wild card stuff is taking place. You have Chargers versus Texans, Steelers versus Ravens, Packers versus versus Eagles, Broncos versus Bills, Commanders versus Buccaneers, and finally Vikings versus Rams. Close us out on Monday night. And again, I think I'm going to cover all of those games, all of them, no matter if there is a blowout or not. We will have to see. I mean, if there's enough close games, maybe we'll just cover the close games. I haven't decided that yet. But anyways, leave a like, comment, and subscribe. As always, it has been your boy GZTV, giving you guys the best NFL content out there. I'm actually getting ready because the NBA game, I believe, is ending pretty shortly. Well, it's in overtime right now. Sorry, I just opened TikTok. But I'm going to be doing that stream on my channel. Just be on the lookout for some live stuff. Go to the live tab. We always talk about NBA if you guys are fans of that as well. If you like both sports like I do. Now, guys, have a good rest of your night. Go check out my Deadpool video. Do all that.